So we live in interesting times, and one of the countries which makes this time very interesting, maybe unfortunate for the people concerned, is the country of Afghanistan. We're always watching Afghanistan, and now we have somebody who is watching it for us from Afghanistan. We have our fifth speaker is Syed Ikram Afzali from Integrity Watch Afghanistan. His innovation is community-based monitoring program. Afzali is Director of Advocacy and Communication at Integrity Watch. He has been working on governance issues with national and international organizations for the last 1 decade. And it's our pleasure to allow him time to get geared up. Thank you. Syed Ikram Afzali.
Let me begin with a very personal story. I lived my first 5 years in a refugee camp in Pakistan. I faced all the challenges that you could imagine a refugee would face. I lived 5 years under a tent when I was a little kid. I went to a school where more than 100 students had to sit in the same class on the floor. I, like many other children, suffered from many diseases like measles, malaria, and diarrhea. We always heard about stories of our houses being destroyed and our near and dear ones being killed back in Afghanistan. However, my family and I never lost hope. And we always believed that we will one day go back to our country and contribute to rebuilding it. And finally, the day came when I went back to Afghanistan in 2004. This was the time when aid money was pouring into Afghanistan. And Afghan hopes for a prosperous future were very high. Some $80 billion were spent between 2001 and 2011. The US government alone spent $28 million a day as of 2013. However, hopes of many Afghans were undermined by corruption that existed at many different levels. Because aid money was spent in a non-transparent way, many of the schools that were newly built started to fall apart. Many of the roads that were newly built started to disappear. Millions of dollars were spent on buildings that existed on paper only. Here is an example of a bridge that was built, but only on paper. The contractor ran away with the money and left the area of the people of the area hopeless. The bridge was supposed to connect 3 districts to the center of Parwan province, which is in the center of Afghanistan. I started working with many different organizations, but I was not satisfied with the work I was doing because I really felt that there was something very, very important missing. And that was putting communities at the center of development process, both as receivers and as agents of development. I then started working with Integrity Watch Afghanistan, where we developed a program to involve communities in monitoring government infrastructure projects. The community-based monitoring program promotes social accountability through community mobilization, and social audit. We work with local communities to identify local monitors who then volunteer to monitor projects that are implemented in their communities. The local monitors receive social and technical training from us, who then utilize this knowledge to measure a series of metrics and phenomena related to integrity, which ensures quality and impact for the communities. Here is an example of three of our monitors monitoring a school building in northern province of Mazar. Here are some more examples of Provincial Monitoring Board, which is composed of many different actors, including the government and the contracting companies. The community-based monitoring program has proven that it can make aid effective. But one of the challenges that we have been facing is accessing information. Access to information is critical to making community monitoring work. Unfortunately, in Afghanistan, like in many other countries, access to information to such projects, documents, is very limited. Aid and government expenditure can only work if it is spent in a transparent manner. Therefore, the governments and donors need to adapt open contracting policies and access to information policies to make aid work and government expenditure work. This is, in fact, at the center of the Open Government Partnership. In Afghanistan, community-based monitoring has worked well, despite the difficulties that we have faced in accessing information. We have been able to monitor some 800 projects through 1,350 volunteers and 35 districts of 6 provinces. We have developed a website that you can access at communitymonitoring.org, where you can find all the material about the program that we have developed. Community monitoring gives people like me, who have suffered from years of conflict and corruption, a hope that they can do something for their communities, that they can take part in rebuilding their communities and become champions against corruption. So let's open up our governments and empower our communities. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We wish you the best of everything, the best of rewards for your great